Hey everyone, and welcome back to the breakdown. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a Minecraft server in Minecraft 1.16.5. The video you're watching right now will replace this video that says 1.16.4, so don't worry about that. But nevertheless, we're going to be going over every single step of getting a server set up in 1.16.5, from downloading the files to setting up those files to then allowing your friends to join your Minecraft server. It is all going to be covered in this video. It's all in depth, it's all here. But first and foremost, I do have some things that you need to know. This is not a 24-hour server. That means it's only going to be up and running while your computer is up and running it. It's not meant to be up all the time per se, because running a Minecraft server 24 hours a day, 7 days a week can be pretty stressful on a lot of computers. On top of that, your computer's going to need some decent hardware, right? You're going to need a newer processor. You're going to need a decent amount of RAM, at least 16, if not 32 gigabytes of RAM, to be able to run a Minecraft server consistently and play Minecraft and do other stuff that you want to do on your computer at the same time. However, again, processing power is very, very important, so your computer is going to need a decent processor to run a Minecraft server these days. Last but not least, this is not a public server. It's only meant for your friends, your family, people that you can trust. Why is that? Because this is using your public IP address. And with your public IP address, you'll see this later, you can see where you live, your city, your state, your zip code, things like that can be figured out via your public IP address. On top of that, it also opens you up to DDoS attack, which is just annoying, and people can hit your IP address and basically clog up all the traffic and almost take your internet offline, right? It'll be either very slow or just offline altogether because they can DDoS your public IP. So this is only meant for your friends, your family, people that you can trust. On top of that, it's going to take a little bit of technical knowledge to kind of get everything up and running. You're going to need to port forward and different things like that. So if you don't want any of that and you just want the simplest, easiest way possible, if you don't want to have to worry about your computer's hardware and you just want to go ahead and make a server that works, that's where Apex Minecraft Hosting comes in. So Apex Minecraft Hosting is a 24-hour server host that we use for our own 24-hour server, play.breakdowncraft.com, and they're who we recommend wholeheartedly for your own server. They make it simple. Under 5 minutes, you can get your server up and running. They have 24 hours, 7-day-a-week support, where anytime you can talk to a real live person. In the bottom right-hand corner of the site, there's a chat bubble. You can click on that and talk to a real live person that will help you with your server, whether it's, figuring out different issues that you may have, or even learning how to set up a mod pack on a server, or adding plugins to your server. They are there to help you, get that started and put you in the right direction to make sure that happens. Apex is affordable. We love them. We trust them. They are truly amazing, and they're the simplest way to start a Minecraft server by far. So if you want to start a Minecraft server and you don't want to worry about hardware, or you want a public server, and by the way, you don't have to have a public server. You can make your server on Apex private very simply, running one command, and it's done in-game, and they'll help you do that via the live chat if you need to. However, if you do want a public server, you can do that at Apex. It is DDoS protected, and it's hosted on Apex's hardware, meaning as long as you can play Minecraft normally, like on single player or on another server, you can play on a server at Apex. We love and trust Apex again so much that we host our own server there. They're simple, they're easy. Check them out, the first link down below, thebreakdown.xyz/Apex, to get your server up and running. But nevertheless, if you don't want to pay for a server and you want to go through and set it up yourself, and it's just meant for your friends and your family, and you have the computer hardware to run it, let's go ahead and go through that process. The first thing you want to do is go to the second link down below. That's going to take you here, and that is going to be how to make a Minecraft server. This is our in-depth text tutorial. A lot of people say I go too fast in videos. I understand that, so here we are with a text tutorial that you can go through at your own pace. However, when we're here, if you're watching through just the video, you just want to click on this download Minecraft version. As you can say here, it says click here to download the Minecraft server file. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. It's going to take us off to here, where we're going to be able to click Minecraft_server.1.16.5.jar. See this green text here? We want to go ahead and click on that green text. When you click on it, in the bottom left, a server.jar file is going to start downloading on Google Chrome. If you're in Mozilla Firefox, it'll pop up in the center of your screen. In the bottom left on Google Chrome, you want to keep this file on the center of your screen. You want to save this file on Mozilla Firefox. This is 100% safe. It's from Minecraft's official website, minecraft.net, where you download Minecraft from. This is where this is from. It's 100% safe. So once you've got that downloaded, we can go ahead and minimize our browser. And here on our desktop, we do have this server.jar file. This isn't on your desktop. No worries. It's going to be in your downloads folder. To find that, go ahead and click the little Windows icon to the top left of my screen, bottom left of your screen. Click on that little Windows icon on the top bottom left. Type in downloads, then this downloads file folder. Click on that, and in here, you will find the server.jar that you downloaded. Go ahead and drag that to your desktop just for ease of use. Now we can go ahead, let's run our desktop, right click on it. So we're going to go ahead and right click on our desktop, create a new folder. You can name this whatever you want. I'm going to name it play.breakdowncraft.com. Well, I'm going to name it that because that is our own incredible Minecraft server. It's got 1.16.5 grief protected survival, with aquatic survival having an awesome /shop based economy, redstone's allowed, things like that. And then we have medieval survival with 30 custom quests, a player based economy. It's truly amazing. And then we also have custom skyblock with daily rewards, minions, An amazing quest storyline, custom challenges. It is the best skyblock out there. So play.breakdowncraft.com is the IP if you just want to check out an awesome server. But once you've got your folder created here on your desktop, go ahead and take the server.jar and drag it into that folder. Then we're going to go ahead and double click on it. And in here we have the server.jar. Now we want to go ahead and just double click on this. In most cases, this should work, right? You should just double click on it and it should go ahead and start loading and things like that. However, if for whatever reason it doesn't start working, and you don't get this log file or nothing happens or it just kind of like opens it in like a WinRAR or something like that, what you want to do is go to the description down below. Go here. This is our in-depth guide for downloading Java for Minecraft servers. Now, Minecraft itself, you don't need Java for anymore. It has its own package in there. But when you're hosting a Minecraft server, you do need Java, and that's why we have this tutorial. Come here, download Java, go through this process. It's a simple 3-step process. Most of the time, you'll be good. But sometimes, you'll still click on it and it won't work. That's because jar files are assigned to another program. How do we fix that? Well, we fix it with the jar fix. So come here, run the jar fix, and you're done, right? It's that simple. So come here, download the jar fix, 3-step process, run it, and basically you're done. It's that simple, right? So at that point, you'll then be able to finally minimize your browser and double click on this server.jar file here, right? So once you double click on it, it's actually not going to open up anything at first. It's going to load in some files. So you get a server.properties file, an eula.txt file, and a logs file. What we're interested in is the eula.txt. So go ahead and double click on that, and then it should open up in Notepad. If it doesn't, go ahead and select Notepad, but 99.9% of the time, the .txt document is going to open in Notepad like this. You then want to go to this link right here, and as long as you agree to this link, the Minecraft EULA, that this server isn't going to break it, go ahead and do EULA equals false to EULA equals true, TRUE, exactly like that. All one line, no spaces, anything, EULA equals true, exactly like that. Then do file, save. Then we want to go ahead and close out of the EULA.txt file, and now if we double click on server.jar, it will go ahead and open up our Minecraft server, right? So it's going to open up things. We're going to get this cool GUI sort of thing to manage your server. Now, some of you may be wondering how you add more RAM to your server. That process is a little bit different, and we do have a link in the description down below on how to add more RAM to a Minecraft server. It's up to almost 150,000 people add RAM to their Minecraft server. So go check out that video. It'll walk you through the entire process. It's pretty cool, right? It's a simple 10-minute video. It walks you through everything you need to know about RAM, how much RAM you need, how much RAM for players, all that stuff. Today, though, we're just trying to set up as most basic of a server as possible, and that's what we're doing. So, as you can see, we now have this awesome GUI that has opened. By the way, if your server is saying that it can't keep up, right, that's a sign you need more RAM, or if you add more RAM and you're having issues, you need a better processor for your computer to be able to keep up with it. But nevertheless, we've got this set up here. Our server is now running, and we're actually going to join it. Now, only you can join your server the way we're about to, but I always like to do this so you'll be able to see that your server is running, and hey, that's cool, it's up and running. While your friends can't join it, at least you can. So let's go ahead, and first though, click on the little Windows icon. It's in the top left of my screen, bottom left of your screen. This time we want to go ahead and type in CMD. We then have this command prompt here. Go ahead and open that, and in command prompt, what we want to do is type ipconfig, ipconfig, exactly like that. It's going to paste a bunch of numbers in here when you do that, and we want to go ahead and open up Notepad because we want to copy down some of these numbers. So what we want to do is find our IPv4 address. So right here's mine, so IPv4 address. Yours will be different, by the way. It'll be called the IPv4 address, but this number to the right of it will be different. So in my case, it's 192.168.1.123. Yours could be completely different, and that's okay, but you want to go ahead and paste whatever yours is over there on the Notepad document. Then we want to go ahead and find our default gateway. Now, you may have two default gateways, right? If that's the case, you want to go with the one that's just numbers. How do you know you have two? Well, there's two lines of them. So the first one will have numbers and letters and things like that, and then the one under that will be just numbers. It'll be like 4 numbers separated by periods or dots in between them. So in my case, it's 192.168.1.168.1.1. That's my default gateway right there. Again, if I have two of them, one that's really long like this up here, and then one that's just numbers under it, I want to go with the one that's just numbers. After you've got these copied down, we can go ahead and close out a command prompt. Now though, we're going to go ahead and join our Minecraft server just to show you that it's set up. Again, only you can join your Minecraft server in the way we're about to do it, but I would honestly recommend always joining your server this way. It's going to give you the best connection, and sometimes your ISP can mess up when you don't join it this way yourself. So we're going to go ahead and launch up Minecraft 1.16.5. I'm going to go ahead and just jump cut this process. There's no real reason for me to sit here and keep it rolling. So I'll see you once I'm on the Minecraft main menu. So here we are on the Minecraft main menu. Now if we go ahead and click on multiplayer, and then we go ahead and direct connection, right like so, we can type in our IPv4 address. So if we come to this notepad document, we want to copy this IPv4 address here. So in my case, 192.168.1.123. Yours will be completely different. Go ahead and paste this into the server address here, and then click join server. Now at this point, you should join right on into your Minecraft server. Make sure your server is in fact, running in the background here. But you can see player Nix Games has joined. That is me. Here we are. We are in game. Awesome stuff like that. Now what's cool is we'll actually join right back in here into this exact place later on when we do join via our public IP. But again, I would always recommend joining your server this way unless you're testing your public IP to see if it's working, at which case you can join it, but we'll cover that a little more later in the video. So at this point, your server is up and running. You can play around on here and see if you do get any lag, things like that. Make sure your hardware is good, but the more players you have on your server, the more lag you will get, so just keep that in mind as well. So you should be lagless basically at this point, and if you have any lag, then you're definitely not going to be able to run with more players. But I'm going to go ahead and close out of this because I'm assuming you don't want to play on your server alone and you want more players in there. So to do that, we're going to quit out of Minecraft. I'm also going to stop the server over here. How do you do that? Well, you click on this little box right down at the bottom, this little text box, and then type STOP, stop, right? Like so. When you type stop in there and hit enter, it's going to close out the server. Always close your server that way. Never just click that X button because that can make weird stuff happen. Always stop the server via that stop command. Now we can go ahead and open up our server.properties file. Now for me, when I double click on this, it's going to open in Notepad. You may have to select to open the server.properties in Notepad. But once you open this, we want to scroll down until we find server-IP equals. So when we find server-IP equals, what we want to do is go ahead and take our IPv4 address here and paste it next to server-IP equals. No spaces or anything like that, just server-IP equals IP. Then we go ahead and do file, save on that, and we can close out of this. There are some other cool settings you might want to play with in here, but we're not going to do that in this video. So once we close out of that, we are then in our Minecraft server folder where we actually don't really need this until our port forward is finished. So it's time to port forward, the part you've probably been dreading. To do that, you want to go ahead and open up your browser, right? Google Chrome in my case, or Mozilla Firefox, whatever your browser is. You want to go ahead and open that up, and then you want to open up a new tab right like so. Then in this new tab, what you want to do is go ahead and paste in your default gateway. So if we come over here, copy the default gateway from here, right, in the Untitled Notepad document you have, right, that you got from CMD. Go ahead and copy your default gateway and paste it right up here into the browser where you would normally type in the breakdown.xyz, breakdowncraft.com, youtube.com, right up there. Paste that in and go ahead and hit enter. When you do that, it's going to go ahead and open up right like so, your router. Now mine is going to probably look completely different from your router, and that's okay. If you have issues opening up your router, go ahead and look up online how to access whatever router you have and the backend that it is. Unfortunately, I've thought about and tried to create guides for this in the past, and it's never gotten actually into the release stage because I feel like we can't do it right and justify everyone. There's no real way to help everyone with this. 95% of people will be able to type in their default gateway up here at the top, and then it will work. Unfortunately, 5% of people that won't work. You must have an internet connection with a router. You can't host a Minecraft server on a mobile network like, a hotspot or something like that, unfortunately. And you'll also have problems on public networks, things like, coffee shops or dorm rooms and stuff like that. So that's unfortunate, but that's just where it's at. However, if you do have like a private at-home internet connection, you should be able to type in your default gateway and open it up to your router here. Again, though, yours is most likely going to look completely different from mine, and that's okay, because we'll probably have one sort of similarity, and that similarity is going to be this, the login box. There'll be some sort of login box there that you can go ahead and enter in, right? So we can go ahead and log in to our login box right like so. Then we just want to go ahead and click sign in once you've gotten that information. Now, what if you don't know your login information? Well, in that case, we have this, how to find your router's password. It goes through every single step of finding your router's password. Method 1, talk to who set up your internet, all the way through method 5. Usually most people find it by method 3. They find their router password, they can come back here, enter in their router username and password, and then sign on in. But this tutorial right here is very, very helpful for doing that. Makes it very simple, very easy. Kind of goes over everything that you would need to know to find your router's password. It's up to over 200,000 people. Blows my mind. But nonetheless, once we're here, we've logged into our router. Again, it's most likely going to look completely different from the router you see here. Again, though, that's okay because we do have a guide on port forwarding on any router. Now, even if your router isn't mentioned there, and we go through some of the most popular ones, AT&T, Netgear, things like that, they are all mentioned in this video. But even if your router specifically isn't mentioned, watch it, because most likely your software and your router, while it might look a little different, is going to be very similar to at least one of the routers in that video, right? We've went over all the most popular routers, and a lot of the other routers just use the most popular router software with their own brand name, right? So go through that. You'll pick up the terms, pick up what to look for, and it'll be a lot easier. We're also going to give you some terms as we port forward here on my router. So once you log into your router, what you're going to be looking for is port forwarding, apps and gaming, port forwarding / port triggering, NAT forwarding, NAT forwarding, NAT triggering, NAT triggering, right? You're also going to be looking for security. It's going to be an advanced, admin advanced, something like that. So for me, it is in security. For you, it may be in an admin, it might be in port forwarding, it might be in apps and gaming, but for me, it is in security. Then it is in apps and gaming. Then finally, it's in single port forwarding. So you can kind of see how deep that can go, if you will. Now, once you finally do find it, you're going to have some stuff that looks similar to this. You're going to have like application name or ID, external port, internal port, outside port, inside port. I've seen it called that. I've seen it called port 1 and port 2. You'll then have a protocol listed, and then a device IP or, device listed in some way. And that's going to be either a drop-down box of all the devices that you have, or it's going to be an IP address entry like it is for me. Now, for me, I have to click add a new single port forward. A lot of routers just give you a big list, and then you have to go in here and just enter one into this list. Either way is fine. Whatever you have, just go ahead and roll with it. If you have a big list, just use the first one and then save it and you'll be good. But for application name or ID, we're going to go ahead and enter in Minecraft. For our external port, our internal port, for anything involving the word port, P-O-R-T, port, you want to enter in 25565. So external port, hey, there's that word port, 25565. Port 1, hey, word port, 25565. Internal port, hey, there's that word port, 25565. External port, internal port, outside port, inside port. If it has the word port at all, 25565 goes in that box. For protocol, you want to either do TCP/UDP, UDP/TCP, or both, right? You want to make sure both of these are selected in some way. If you can't select both for whatever reason, do 2 port forwards. Exact same information, except make 1 TCP and 1 UDP. However, I can't select both, so that's what I'm going to do. Now for device IP, this is going to be that IPv4 address we've used multiple times now. In my case, 192.168.1.123. Now if you have an IP, that's what it's going to be. However, you may not have an IP. It might be a drop-down box of all the devices connected to your internet. If that's the case, you want to go ahead and select the device that is hosting your server. So that's going to be your main computer probably that you're watching this on, or it's going to be, if you're watching this on your phone, the computer that you're creating your server on. So once you've done that, we can finally go ahead and click save. Now, some people, and you also want to make sure you apply any changes, just to say that you need to apply changes as well. However, some people will need an external port. They will need an outside port for their port forward. Not a lot, but some will. However, everyone watching this video, if you want your friends to join, is going to need your external or public IP address. How do you find that? Well, you go to our website right here. Now, obviously, this is blacked out. All you can see here is the number 100. And if we've even blacked out, our county, region, city, latitude, longitude, all that stuff is blacked out as well, because we don't want to give all that information out. However, we do want to make sure that that information can be gotten via your public IP address, right? Anyone who has your public IP address can get that information. So it's very, very important that you don't give this out to people you don't trust. Only give it out to the people that you are going to invite over to your house or something like that, right? That's what you should do with your public IP address. One more thing I want to mention here is that this is how people can DDoS you. So you don't want to give it out to anybody and everybody, because that's how you can get DDoSed as well. You only want to give this out to people you can trust. So we're going to go ahead and copy our public IP address here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And as you can see, there is the 100 there that you can see .100 at the end. That's going to translate into Minecraft here in a minute, and you'll be able to see that there as well. So we're not doing any trickery or anything like that. Now, if we come back to our port forward, you can enter this here if you did need an external IP. Most people don't, though. Apply, okay, save the changes. Now, finally, we can go ahead and minimize our browser. And then, once we've done that, we can go ahead and open up Minecraft. So we're going to go ahead and open up Minecraft. We're also going to start our Minecraft server. How do you do that? Well, you go ahead and click on the server.jar again, and that's going to go ahead and start your server up right like so, right? As you can see, it's loading, it's doing things, it's thinking, and then eventually the server will go ahead and open. I'm trying to talk through it. There it is. So the server then goes ahead and opens. If you do have any errors like this, probably it's okay. In this one, it's just a little, for some reason, console error. I don't know why it does that, but it does it. So now we can go ahead and do that. I'm going to open up Minecraft, and I will see you once we're on the Minecraft main menu. So here we are on the Minecraft main menu. If we go ahead and move this over so you can see the console as well. This time we're going to go ahead and click on multiplayer again, except we're not going to direct connect to this IPv4 address. We're going to connect to our public IP. Again, you can only see 100 at the end of this. The rest of it is blacked out, but that's just so you know it's the same IP we found earlier. Then we're going to go ahead and click join server. On the left hand side, you will see us join right on into our server, right like so. Awesome stuff. Now, I can join via my public IP because I have an ISP that allows that. Some internet service providers don't allow you to connect back out and back into your public IP address. So if you can't join via your public IP, that's okay. You can join via your local IPv4 address that we did earlier in this tutorial. However, your friends, family, people that you want playing on your server must join via your public IP address. So you need to have them test it if you can't join that way. And if they can join via your public IP, you are all good. Congratulations. You now know how to set up a Minecraft server quickly, easily. I say quickly, this is like a 20-minute tutorial, but as easy as possible to get your server set up and running. However, what if your friends, your family can't join off of your public IP address either? Well, in that case, it's going to be a few things. It could be a firewall on your router. So make sure you go to your router, look through security, look through the settings and see if there's a firewall. If there is, allow external connections to your router, and that should enable that, and you should be good. However, a lot of people have troubles with Windows Defender blocking Minecraft incoming connections. To do that and to fix that, we have, of course, a tutorial linked in the description down below, and this is how to allow Java for Minecraft servers through your firewall, specifically through Windows Defender. This goes over everything, quick 8-minute tutorial that's going to walk you through every single step of getting this set up. As you can see, it's gotten over 500 likes, 30,000 people have watched it. It's amazing help there, and something that I'm so glad we added in July. Actually, we didn't we've been making tutorials since 2014. We just added this in July. I don't know why we did that, but nevertheless, there you go. There it is. That is how you can fix that. But at this point, you now have your Minecraft server set up. Congratulations. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft tutorials. You want to add plugins? You want to add mods to this server? We're going to show you how to do that. So be sure to subscribe for that as well. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all of that, and come play with us on play.breakdowncraft.com, the best Minecraft server in the multiverse. It's truly incredible. Awesome custom skyblock, custom survival. It's truly incredible. Over 150 players online every single day. So come play with us. Play.breakdowncraft.com is the IP. I cannot wait to see you online. My name is Nick. This has been The Breakdown, and I'm out. Peace.